art over the algorithm, yeah. Cause it's all about the art, 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 art.
Welcome back to another episode of the Art Over Algorithm podcast. So today we have a very special guest. You know what I'm saying? For those who may not know, go ahead and introduce the people to you. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Thanks for having me back. My name is Charles Thomas, guitar player in Chicago.
Okay, cool. So just thinking about that, like, where did your journey with playing guitar begin?
Well, my grandma passed away and I was real close with her. So I started playing guitar after that. And then, things just kind of snowballed. I think it was like an outlet for all the feelings I had at the time,
Yeah. So you say, like, just playing, like guitar, like, was it a moment that you kind of realized it was something that you wanted to try to take serious and turn it into a career? Like, was it, like a point, when you was doing it that you figured it out?
Yeah, I guess I would always play with my friend. He was a drummer, and we would just play a lot, like a lot. And I remember it sounded like really good one day, and I was like, wow. And then I was like, this is all I want to do, nothing else. It was like the best feeling I had ever had, and I was like, I just want to do this,
Yeah. So was that something that, because you mentioned your grandmother, was that something that, that she like wanted you to do, or something that she liked as far as like being an
Yeah.
influence or inspiration to you with that?
Actually, not really. She I don't even know what kind of music she listened to. We didn't really talk about music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't really listen to music like that. I was probably like 12 when she
Yeah.
passed, and I was just listening to the radio and stuff. But I never had relationships with records or artists.
Yeah. So it just ended up becoming like an outlet then. Just, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Most
yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
So then I guess thinking about that, like, how would you describe your sound as a guitarist?
Man, for me, I like to be like a combination of a few things. Like I like to have like a jazz sound, a funk sound, and a blues sound kind of together. I guess what I always say is I want to be, if someone could hear me and say, "Hey, that guy sounds like Jimi Hendrix, McCoy Tyner, and uh, Herbie Hancock all in one," I'd be like, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
That's how I know that I've achieved my goal.
Yeah. So then I guess what do you feel sets your music apart as far as from like other musicians?
um, my variety. I can do pretty much anything. I play all different types of music, and I play with the best musicians I can in each of those fields. So, but that's something I noticed that is kind of unique and kind of different to me.
Yeah, definitely. Like doing the cross genre thing and
Oh
then
yeah.
just like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably end up doing like a mesh or a mashup of, you know what I'm saying? Some of those as
Definitely.
well.
Yeah. Definitely. That's what I like because my influences. I have so many influences. Um, I started listening to like Black Sabbath and AC/DC when I was a kid, because I was all angry and stuff. And then like it kind of snowballed and I listened to like James Brown and John Coltrane and Sly Stone and started getting into like Grateful Dead for a period of time. Got into heavy into
Yeah,
jazz. And then I got blues was kind of something I always listened to. Like I always listened to like Junior Wells and Buddy Guy and Muddy
yeah,
Waters. But I didn't start like getting into that like all the way until I started playing it. So I kind of I have like phases. Right now I'm in like an '80s like R&B phase, like SOS Band and Don Blackman and cats like that.
yeah. That's what's up. So then just thinking about like your creative process, like when you pick up the guitar, like where does it start for you? Like the feeling, the idea, or like, just, like utilizing the technique to kind of come up with something like,
Yeah, that's a good question. I know a lot of times I have like a self. like doubt and self critique. So I'll play something, I'll be like, oh no, that's trash, and I get discouraged. But one time there's a drummer named Ari Honig, and he was talking about how he practices. He'll just play whatever comes out, and if it's trash, he works with it. If it's great, he works with it, and he just develops it until it's something that he can feel good about, feel inspired by, creative about. So that I started adopting that, and that's kind of my creative process. I play something, usually like really short, like rhythmic ideas, because that's kind of what makes me feel creative, you know. And then I kind of elaborate on that.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. So then, I guess like thinking about that, like, so are you like a more like, you know, like in the moment, like improv type creator, or like do you try to like structure and plan, you know what I'm saying, like what you creating or working on?
I do a lot of improvisation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I write some stuff too, but even that is more kind of like a framework. I always tell guys like if they're reading the music that I wrote and they're new to the band, I say just like use that as like a guide. Nothing I ever write down on paper is like the last straw. You know what I'm saying? Like there's flexibility.
So you kind of like writing out charts for people and kind of, you know what I'm saying, giving them like maybe like a lead sheet and just, you know what I'm saying, telling them the, you know, the sections, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty dope. So then like thinking about like your creative environment, like so you use, you know, mainly the guitar, right? Or like are you more like a singer songwriter? Like what is, you know, like what is your creative, you know, like environment as far as like when you like at your best?
Really, like the bass line actually is the first thing I do. If I write a song, I think of the bass line or maybe some chords. If I'm learning a song, I definitely go to the bass line. I'm not really a full on singer. I'm still kind of working on that, you know, to be the fullest potential. So I really don't think of words or anything. So till like later on down the road.
Yeah, I feel you. So then like moving on, like when you think of like the art over algorithm, like what when you hear that, what does that like mean to you? Like,
I love that because to me that just means like it's not gonna be this typical stuff out here where it's like people just they want to do like nonsense or goofy stuff to like grab people because they just want likes and whatever. But you know, it's the art that really matters. And definitely, I think if you talk to lots of people today, creative people, they say like there's an element of that that's missing. You know, even like these albums here, artists made these albums to with the intention you were gonna listen to each track. You know, you might skip some, but it was the whole
it was a body
idea.
of work.
Yeah, that's art. You know, a whole statement. And like nowadays, it's like, what is your statement? You're just trying to do something so as fast as you can, as loud as you can, so someone could say, "Oh, I like that," and like your stuff or follow you. And where's the art in that necessarily? It doesn't necessarily mean it's not artistic, but there's definitely like a doing things for the algorithm is not gonna help art, you know.
Most definitely. So then with that in mind, like have you ever felt pressure to, you know, create, you know, things to like get that attention instead of, you know what I'm saying, like using your creative expression?
Yeah, most definitely. Like a lot of my friends and people close to me, they always be like, "Oh, you gotta do something more recognizable," you know, because I listen to some obscure stuff like jazz and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Most people don't know that kind of music, but I found that if you play it and most people will like it, and it like introduces them to it. So I'm kind of on that tip. I want to, you know, share things with people if they haven't heard of it already, and if they have heard of it, they're like, "Oh, cool, I like that too," you know. So yeah, I definitely feel like a pressure, but I'm just trying to like find a way where I can feel comfortable with myself and still do something that reaches a lot of people that they can feel comfortable with, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. So then, like, I guess thinking about that, like, so how do you, like, try to really stay, like, authentic in the space, you know, where you kind of thinking about, you know, the kind of more of the quality over the like, quantity. Because it's like, that's kind of the era that we living in, too. Like, you kind of being bombarded with
Yeah.
just, you know, like, a oversaturation of, you know, abundance of like everything. Like, oh, I'm gonna put this throwaway video out, but that be the one that get more views, than like say you put a performance video out. So
Man, yeah.
like stuff
Definitely.
like that. So how do you think about the reward, versus like the quality of the work that you like putting out?
I just try to make sure that everything I put out, I can feel comfortable with, like I kind of have like imaginary like, old school critic behind me that's like watching it with me, you know what I mean? And they're like, you gotta keep them happy and them, you know what I mean? What's it called? Like approve. You have to keep them like do stuff for that approval,
Yeah.
Like
as long as
imagine if like
they satisfied. It's
yeah, like imagine if like
that's the bar.
your teacher who you respect is like watching everything you do. That's how I think about it.
Yeah. So then I guess like moving on to like, musicianship and like, what does practice look like for you right now? Like,
Man, practicing changes a lot. It kind of depends on what you need to do. Like what gigs you have lined up that require X, Y, and Z. Okay, you got to hit that first because you're gonna be on the gig doing that.
Yeah.
And then when you don't have that or when you're done with that, you can work on like your personal long-term goals. Like my personal long-term goals is to be more like, incorporate a more bebop language or more advanced harmonic techniques into my playing and stuff like that. So I work on that when I'm not when I got some downtime, or I want to work on my my repertoire, how many songs I know. I want to work on how many you know finding new artists. That's practice too. Not all practice is just like, shedding it. Sometimes it's just listening to stuff, watching movies, learning about the past, whatever years that we've had before us of music,
Yeah. Just getting some type of inspiration.
Yeah, that's practice too.
Yeah.
So I guess to answer your question, like more like compact, like work on what you need to do, then work on your long-term goals that you have like for yourself personally, and then work on like your things that you have to do just to be a better musician, like eating your vegetables, like you got to do certain techniques and rudiments and things like that to make yourself sharp, just like working out. If you're an athlete, you got to, conditioning is not negotiable for boxers, like you got to be in shape. Same thing for musicians.
Yeah. So like how do you balance like the technical skill with like, the emotion and the feel?
Um, That's a good question too, because a lot of people when I was growing up or being taught, a lot of people would say like, "Oh, I don't like that guy. He just runs scales or whatever." There was like this kind of idea that like if you played fast, it wasn't good or it wasn't as much emotion as someone who played like slower or something like that.
Yeah.
And I just found out like that's all a bunch of BS. It's whatever you feel and you do, as long as you do that and feel that, someone else is gonna feel it. It might not be everybody, but it could be someone who notices that.
Yeah, most definitely. So,
Because I like technique, technical stuff. Like I gravitate towards more like the fast, crazy stuff.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody kind of like what they like, and it's kind of not even for like a particular reason. It's just like, yeah, that sound dope. Like,
Yeah.
especially when they do like certain runs and play, like do quick bends and throw, just crazy, passing tones and chords and like it's
Yeah.
like, man, I hear so much stuff with the guitar. Yeah, I won't even get into it, but yeah, the guitar is like crazy.
There's a lot you can do. There's a lot.
Just sound that you hear, and like I said, even looking at acoustic versus electric, and then like the stuff you could do with electric right now, like, oh, you done hooked it up to a pedal that's, hooked to the internet. I mean, it's just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's no limits.
It's like
yeah.
insane.
Electric guitar, you
So-
could have it sound like an orchestra if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So even with like a talk box and all, like, yeah, we could go crazy.
That's
man.
one thing I never did. I always liked it, but I never did. I never got into it.
Yeah. Yeah, we gonna have to break it out.
Mm.
Definitely. So, what's something about musicianship that you feel that people often overlook?
um, well, there's a lot of things. um, the musicians that I respect and look up to the most, they fit musicianship into everything. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like whether it's easy or complicated, simple or complex. I guess that's the same thing. But like whether they're doing something basic or something elaborate, they're always keeping musicianship, meaning the integrity of the music and the professionalism of the sound as a collective too, as a collective band. They always are using that in every single thing. So I think, some people they might neglect, working as a unit. They might neglect um, personal progress. They might think like, oh, I'm okay where I'm at, never take it to the next level. Because there's a lot of different plateaus you hit, and you always got to push yourself. And if you ever think, oh, I got it, I'm right where I need to be, chances are you ain't.
yeah,
Because
definitely.
you know what I mean. There's always some 15, 12-year-old kid who's come up behind you who's like way up here.
Cause they living in the room and don't got no bills and they could just practice for
Yeah,
12 hours a day. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's a good
you
point. That's
know,
probably why they're so good.
for real. But yeah, most definitely. But like, just thinking about like from your perspective, like, what do you feel's missing like in today's music landscape?
Probably like the album idea, like the
Yeah,
the concept that your 10 songs are going to create like an overall story or image,
or
or
even
art.
trying to connect them
Yeah.
as a story.
Yeah, like the only person I hear doing that is Kendrick, really,
Yeah.
and I can't remember.
I mean, it's a few people that, put
Yeah, I
out
don't want to. Yeah,
concept albums, but I feel what you're saying. But it's like, is your concept album really a concept? Is it just a bunch of songs with a concept? Like, I don't
yeah,
know, but
yeah. A lot of people put out singles
like,
too. It's all
yeah.
singles.
I mean, but I kind of look at it like if you got an EP, which is not hard to just be like, oh, I'm finna make, these 3 or 4 songs that are about the same thing. Like,
Yeah,
and you could kind of throw some skits or some, you know what I'm saying, some type of narrative or something to kind of connect it. So, yeah, I feel you on that. But
yeah.
like it's not a lot of albums, where you listen to like a whole. I mean, it's albums that I listen to, but I can't necessarily say that it's
From
definitely
start to
on the
finish.
more 90-10%, like as far as that 10% of people, yeah, they got good albums, but 90% of them like kind of suck. So,
Yeah, to be honest
yeah,
with you, I don't even really listen to a lot of new music these days. I've been looking for new music, so
yeah,
I know Mick Jenkins had an album recently that was cool. I always listen. He always releases like a whole album. He's not really like
yeah,
a single guy.
yeah, Mick
Um,
Jenkins is cool. I went I know I went to. I'm not sure if I went to school with him, but I know I went to school with some of his producers and people. That's like with him. One of my guys. I won't even mention them, but they mess with Fake Short Drive.
mm.
But yeah, but just thinking about like, do you feel like instrumentalists are getting recognition for like releasing projects of music or
Yeah, I think so. Instrumentalists have like they have a lane, like Corey Henry and Isaiah Sharkey. Even though he's singing now, but like as an instrumentalist, they made a lane where like if they're on the gig, it boosts the project. You know what I'm saying? Like they always say like so and so featuring so and it'll be like a piano player or a keyboard player. It's not always a singer. So that's good to see. When I see that, I'm always like, okay, good. Maybe there's a lane for me too, as an instrumentalist.
yeah. That's why I say I started seeing a lot of that with producers, when you kind of see like say Alchemist or whoever doing a
Yeah,
project and it's like, oh now, it's not just, the artist is the artist and Alchemist, and so like yeah, I
yeah,
definitely like that type of, stuff. So when I look at like the Terrence Martins and the Robert Glaspers and all of that type of stuff, it's pretty dope.
mm.
So where do you see like opportunities for musicians like yourself right now?
Um, I see opportunities in like the festivals, the festival world. Um, Opportunities with in hip hop having MCs with a live band again. I see opportunities in like you said with producers. Well, there's this really cool. I don't know if I'm saying it right. El Michaels Affair. You ever heard them?
Yeah.
They're really cool. I don't know what they do, but I think they're producers, but they make really interesting music. It's like this
They
really.
do a lot of like say they I was just telling my buddy about them, but like say they do like Wu-Tang, like the 36 Chambers. And
Yeah, they
then
were
they
doing like
do
covers
like
too, right?
the
Yeah.
Dr. Dre, the Chronic, but I forget who they did a project with, but they did a project with like say I think it might have been Black Thought.
It was Black Thought, yeah.
Yeah,
Recently.
so like, like I'm always down for that. That's really like the type of stuff
They make original music
that I'm
too.
into. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The stuff they did with Black Thought, that was all
Oh,
like
yeah.
original stuff.
Yeah.
But they end up playing people's stuff like on the orchestra side. Yeah, so that's pretty dope.
That's an opportunity too,
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah.
So then, like thinking about like producers and artists, like what do you look for when you trying to collaborate or being open for collaboration with other artists and producers?
Someone who's knowledgeable, you know. They're not just like putting stuff together, you know. They know what they're doing. They have like like they're kind of like a deep person, you know. I like that.
So have you collaborated with any artists or producers?
A few, yeah. I collaborated with my dude Dro years ago. His uncle was a really cool, great producer. Rest in peace. He passed away last year around this time, actually. I collaborated with trying to think. I collaborated with Derek at the Tribe House. He had an album that he made and he wanted a live band to do it. That was
Yeah.
cool. So yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. But I'm always looking for new things, new projects. But when I do, I like to find the music's got to be good. Obviously, the music's got to be cool,
Yeah.
and the person has to be like knowledgeable and have like a presence to them. I don't know how to say it, but like just like a deep person.
Yeah.
I don't even really need to like the person. If those things are there, like I'm cool. like the personal
yeah.
stuff, like it doesn't really bother me so much. As long as you're not like a MAGA supporter, I guess. But
Yeah.
you're not, right?
I mean, nah. I mean, I'm definitely not for Trump, but I mean, I don't really talk politics on here.
I was just playing, bro.
But yeah, I definitely talk politics, but not on here. But I'm definitely not a Trump or I'm neither. I'm independent if I would have to claim something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, most definitely. Like, so when you think about those collaborations, like how have they helped, shape your sound or growth? Because you mentioned like, being versatile and working in all the genres, so I think like working with all those different musicians would kind of, help with that. So how do you feel like that's helped you as far as like, as Charles Thomas as
my
an artist?
knowledge, like a lot of instrumentalists, they'll probably understand this. Like you get called for a gig, they send you like 101 tunes. You get on the gig, they play 5 of them, and then they don't call you again for 6 months or whatever. But learn the 101 tunes because a lot of times those tunes, they'll help you. Like
Yeah.
I didn't play it with this dude, but I played it, with this lady
somebody else,
2 years later or something, and that song gave me a lot of like musical tools. Like, like it's really good to learn like these old like R&B songs like Anita Baker and Chaka Khan, like, where they have like arrangements and forms and stuff, and or these old soul tunes, like Garland Green and cats like that, like, like they have an interesting form to them that benefits you as a musician. So when I play with different, I guess to answer your question, when I work with somebody, I dive into it, learn as much as I can, soak up as much as I can, and then retain as much as I can, and that's what
Yeah,
helps me.
definitely. And like you say, it's a tool in the toolbox now. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
No,
For
seriously.
real. But yeah, just thinking about like you mentioned like the Anita Baker and like, the songs having form. So like when you think about like right now, you said you don't listen to like any music of right now. So like what kind of keeps you motivated today?
Looking, trying to find people with similar mindsets. Like y'all with the art over algorithm. Like that's a great concept. I like that concept. I'm with that. And then musically, like who's on when I'm on. A lot of my peers. I listen to a lot of my peers. That's pretty much like
Yeah,
the new music I listen to.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm mostly inspired by like live music, I guess, like seeing either my peers or someone like of my generation or close to it perform live. You know, I guess that's like new music.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because it's as new as it's gonna get, like they
Yeah,
doing it right now.
yeah,
It's live, regardless if it's an older song, they doing their version of it, or even if they're doing, some new songs that they just came up with.
mm.
So yeah, so like how do you define success for yourself right now?
If I can play something and somebody can like think deeply because of it or feel deeply, and they can have like a you know connection to just like a higher power of any kind. If they can get that from hearing music, then that's success to me.
So it's like when you think of like the stuff that you writing, are you like kind of trying to write, like those types of, you know what I'm saying? Like so,
Well, not like I sit down with that intention. The last album I came out with, um, that was mostly just like my experiences and my personal like musical flavors, you know. So I wasn't really thinking of like I guess like bigger concepts, but hopefully when we play it, the listener can feel like that we're going off, and they'll awaken something in them or have them feel something.
yeah.
That's yeah. That's kind of the most of the things I think about.
So then like, so what impact do you want your music to have on people? Like, cause it's like, they gon' like people gonna be fans. So it's like, how do you want to connect with them? Do you want to, you know,
Yeah,
like make something that they like super connected with, or like what's your take on that?
yeah. I definitely want people to be connected to the music. You know, I want them to learn something, vibe with it, connect with it, think critically. About their lives and what's going on. You know, just try to be spiritual too. Like sometimes the music that we play is like not like spiritual in a religious sense, but it's more like we're trying to go you're trying to go so crazy on stage that you like reach that point of church without being in church. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I like you got Pharoah Sanders up here, like he's one of those guys that did that. Coltrane did that, like that's what I took from that genre of music is I wanted to embody that too, you know.
Yeah,
So that's one
definitely.
thing as well. So yeah, just as long as they have a reaction that's positive emotionally, then that's how I want to connect with the audience.
So then thinking about like challenges, like what has been one of your toughest challenges on your journey so far?
Man, like singing, have on guitar too. Like I started playing a lot of melodies and stuff on guitar, and like, it's challenging like find that voice or to attempt to find it and play something because it's different. It's like a lot of things. Instrumentalists, like we do a lot of things just kind of like naturally. Like a lot of people can groove or they can play some songs. A lot of people. That's another thing with like the Instagram world too. A lot of people can play in their bedrooms, but they can't play on stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it just doesn't translate. And so it's been a challenge like round myself musically. With the melodic piece of it.
So how do you like keep yourself going, to like kind of like get through, to get through the challenge? Like
I need money.
yeah, that is always a
I need work.
incentive. Like, hey, they want their I got the bills and they need their money.
No, but deeper than that, like it's all. I just like to push myself. Like I like to stay disciplined. Keep like that warrior mindset when it comes to like these things, because it's really important. If it's not growing, it's dying.
Yeah, and if you don't, who's gonna who's gonna do it and push it?
Nobody, literally nobody.
So then, like, what's something that people don't see about being a musician? Because they always kind of see the glamour and glitz and like, oh, you on stage and all that.
It's fucking lonely. It's bad lonely, man.
Yeah. So it's lonely at the top. So, I guess,
or at the bottom too. Shit.
So like what advice would you want to give to like young musicians like picking up an instrument today, or like thinking about like, oh, I want to start playing guitar? Like,
take it seriously. Learn your history. Learn the various cultural implications and the various historical contexts, and take it seriously, because it's music's serious. It's not goofy.
so if you could go back and give your younger self like one piece of advice, what would it be?
Don't be an asshole, and don't take things personally. Like you gotta be like really really like hard shelled when it comes to like neglect or people saying no, and what's the word I'm looking for? Critics and people.
Yeah, you got to be able to, from what they say, take constructive criticism.
Yeah,
if it's constructive.
But then you also got, sometimes you just gotta let people talk and not give a shit too. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like you gotta find that balance too. So yeah, I'd say just like keep going, and like Evan always says, like don't care what other people think, and that's really hard as a young person. At least it was for me to not do that.
Definitely.
It took me like till I got to be older to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, everything is the journey. So, like you say, how do you want people to remember your work or your journey? Like,
I just want people to remember me as somebody that was true to this. I want people to remember me as somebody that was always trying to take it to the next level.
Yeah. So where can people tap in and support like what you're doing?
So I just made a new website, charlesthomasguitar.com. You can go there. Instagram, Charles Thomas Guitar, at Charles Thomas Guitar. I just made a YouTube channel too. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be posting like short videos on Instagram, and then for the cats who want to watch the whole thing, more musically inclined folks want to take online lessons and stuff like that. Yeah. Hit the YouTube channel, still Charles Thomas Guitar, everything Charles Thomas Guitar across the board, and Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Charles Thomas Steps, everywhere. And the Apple Store too. It's only $5. It's an EP, so it's not too much. You can download it. And I'm gonna start getting some vinyls too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We'll definitely put the link in the description. For real. But yeah, that's what's up. So yeah, we got some little quick hits for you before we close out. And
All
we'll
right.
try to see anything you're trying to promote. But just real quick, so one word that describes your sound.
Energy.
Studio or stage?
Stage.
Feeling or technique?
Feeling.
Practice or natural talent?
No such thing as natural talent. It's practice all day.
Some people could just pick it up and get lucky one time.
Yeah, but it's like,
You say maybe they was in their bedroom, and then when they hit the
yeah,
the
right.
stage.
It's like, so okay, so it's like everybody starts off at a different place. You know what I mean? It's like, some people are a mile down the road, some people are 2 miles, some people start off a mile behind the starting line. You know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah.
that's how it is. But there's no natural talent.
So I mean, I don't know. Some people, yeah. I don't know. Some people got it, but like you said, you still need to practice to, you know what I'm saying, get it to where it need to be.
Yeah, let me refine that. Let me say it like this: there is natural talent, and we all agree there's like that X factor with certain musicians, but X factor is just them being able to express themselves so genuinely. You know what I mean? So if that's the natural talent, then yes, there is that. So you gotta be able to just be yourself comfortably and naturally and genuinely with your instrument and your music.
Yeah.
So that's the natural part of it.
So then I guess the next one, consistency or creativity.
Consistency, yeah.
Analog or digital.
Analog,
All day. Solo or band.
band,
Freestyle or structured.
freestyle,
All right. What's your favorite genre to play?
jazz.
Jazz? Okay. Like what style of jazz?
That's the thing about jazz. It's everything. So it's like, that's why. Basically, I like to play music that you have a lot of flexibility, and you don't have a lot of like boxes, and you can kind of do whatever you want to do creatively, and stuff. So I like that.
Okay. So like, what's the most underrated skill for a musician?
Um, Man, there's a lot of them. The first thing that comes to my mind is like being like time, like a metronome, man. You know, a lot of players they might not be the best, they might not be the greatest, but they have that time and they can do it, and that's it.
Yeah,
That's a great skill to have.
definitely. What's one thing that the algorithm can't measure?
Intent,
You say what?
intent.
Okay.
It can't measure intent. It just sees what it sees and then matches it with what they think is gonna do good for whatever their agenda is. I don't even know what their agenda is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, yeah.
But if I put a video out to make someone get off their ass and feel something in this world, the algorithm doesn't know that.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. So, artist or entertainer?
There's they're kind of the same. Well, no, I see what you're saying. Artist. Yeah, that's just me personally. I'm more of an artistic guy.
All right.
But there is value in the entertainment aspect because you got to put on a show for people. They're paying to see you. You want to respect that.
Yeah.
I don't like when people just stand like a statue and don't talk and don't say nothing. Like,
Yeah, I mean, most of the best artists are entertainers, even though they may not be like, Michael Jackson movies coming out soon. They not like at the
Yeah.
Michael Jackson,
That's
but he
that's
was,
like, yeah.
that's like
That's the model.
But when I think of artists, I think of like Prince, even though he is an entertainer too. But
Yeah.
it's like, you know what I'm saying? He kind of knew his value and he kind of, understood his worth way before like most people. You know what I'm saying?
As an
So,
artist too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree. Yeah. That's a great example of like a good combo.
yeah. And then like, so do you think of like legacy or like a viral moment?
Oh, legacy, definitely. Because viral moments, they'll be forgotten tomorrow, man.
Yeah, I try to tell people you got to be ready for the viral moment. You know, like if you don't have anything in place to capitalize and monopolize on it, you know, if 1 million people looking at your video and you don't have anything to sell them or tell them, you know, except bye.
Right.
Because, you know, they not going to
Yeah,
see
that's
you
it.
until, you know, it's another video. So,
That's real. That's real, bro. Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
It's like it's the one hit wonder. It's like the 1 second wonder now.
Yeah, and it's even worse because, like, I think somebody was saying, like, that's, like, the way worse thing to be, like, famous and broke. Like, and now with, like, people going viral and, like, oh, I know you from, you even say somebody made you a meme or something like that.
Right.
And it's like, you ain't getting no type of residuals or royalties from this.
I don't even know how much people are getting from this, man. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. So
I don't think it's what people think.
So then, like, one piece of advice in one sentence.
Always do your best to be the best and better those around you.
That's some great advice. So yeah, it's been pretty great to have you come through, and you know what I'm saying.
Same here.
You know, sit down with us at the Art Over Algorithm. Yeah, I know you mentioned you had some shows coming up, so yeah, go on and let the people know where they could come check you out, so we could, you know, promo this up, because we need y'all to come check my man's out live and in person, because that's where it's at.
That's where it's at. We're gonna be at Clara in Wicker Park on May 1st, and then we're gonna be at the Fulton Street Collective on May 14th. And you can get the tickets in my bio on Instagram or on the website too for that event. Clara they don't have admission there, so you can just come one, come all. And yeah, we're gonna have a good show for y'all and some new creative music.
That's the Steps Trio?
Steps Trio, yep.
Yeah.
Like what we had in here the other day.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, y'all definitely check out the Steps Trio and Charles Thomas. Let them know the website again?
CharlesThomasGuitar.com.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, it's been real having you through, man, and definitely appreciate you. Definitely keep doing your thing, like, for real. Like I said, I won't super get into the story, but, like, I met him at Buddy Guy's. You know, he was performing up there, and, yeah, like, I told him, like, man, I need to get you on the platform, and y'all see him, and, yeah, y'all gonna see more of him. So definitely salute to you, and definitely thank y'all for tuning in, and definitely check us out with the Art Over Algorithm podcast. We're here with Charles Thomas. Check him out at CharlesThomasGuitar.com and the Steps Trio. We out.
We put the art over the algorithm, yeah. Cause it's all about the art, the algorithm, yeah. It's been all about the art, way before algorithm. Smash that like and subscribe and tune in to the podcast, the Art Over Algorithm, ha. I put the art over the algorithm, yeah. Cause it's all about the art, the algorithm, yeah. It's been all about the art, way before algorithms. Smash the like and subscribe, you tuned in to the podcast, the Art Over Algorithm,